And welcome to Talk a Good Game. And, well, it's not a good game we're going to be talking about tonight. It was Tottenham 4, West Ham 1. We've been well and truly humiliated at White Hart Lane. Before I start, I apologise. My notes aren't very good tonight. I've had me speaking to trouble earlier. And also, before I forget, do log on to the westhamway.co.uk if you haven't already. And I would like to say a massive thanks to ex-West Ham player for putting Hammers Chat content on there. Fantastic site, lots of columnists, Jack Sullivan, Jack Collison, Matthew Ellington, and a lot more, so do have a look at there. Unfortunately, it looks like the results can be overshadowed by some stabbings, which the results aren't confirmed, concrete yet, but best of luck to those, and hopefully they pull through. But let's talk about the game then. But first of all, let me introduce the two people with me tonight. Gonzo, how are you doing tonight?
Ecstatic, thank you.
Thought you would be, you closet Tottenham fan. And Tom, you're a bit more angry here. I think you're slightly more angry than the Gonzo, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fucking depressed, to be honest.
No swearing on this show, thank you very much. Right. I'm not going to ask you questions about the first half. Kane made it 1-0, Swivel Jenkinson, bang, 1-0. Kayati hit the bar, although he was about 5 yards offside with his scissors kick. Then Ali hit the bar. Adrian made some good saves from Ericsson and Kane. Then it was 2-0 by Toby, whatever you call the second name, I don't know. Tom, what did you make of the first half?
Put it in one word. I think we started off all right, but after about 15 minutes, it just went downhill, didn't it? It was absolutely shit.
You're not allowed to swear on the show. That's twice.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Right, Gonzo.
Sorry, and it wasn't one word.
Gonzo, what was your thoughts on the first half? Be as detailed as you like.
I thought they were faster, fitter, stronger, better, Tottenham, but, far be it from me to talk about a club with a weasel as a chairman and a cock on the crest of their shirt, but I just thought I thought it was really bad. I was quite surprised to see, I was pleased to see Sacco back, and very surprised to see him put on the wing. I thought we'd all assumed that because Sacco was out, that Carroll had started against Watford and against Everton, and I just don't think it suited our style of play, and that sort of fast-paced counter-attacking style was I don't know where it's gone. It seems to have gone by the wayside, and we just sat back and invited them onto us, really.
Tom, why do you think it was so disastrous?
I think it comes down to tactics and Bilic, to be honest. When I see the team sheet and I see Sacco and Carroll in the same team, you think, yeah, we're going to do 4-4-2. It wasn't the case. I think he done a 4-3-2-1 or 4-4. He ended up 4-5-1, and he put Sacco on the win, I believe. It's just totally wrong. Absolutely, it's Bilic's tactics of the formation at the start. It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I have to agree. I thought we played quite well until they scored. I thought it was very even. They didn't have a shot until Ericsson had that effort, which Adrian comfortably saved despite the deflection. He's getting a lot of stick on social media, Andy Carroll. I thought he played well in the first half. I thought he was chasing everything down up front. He was chasing the keeper down. We were pressing him high up the pitch, and they did not like it at all. I think he had a very poor second half, though. But is there any one of our players that had a good second half? I'd argue not. But I agree with Tom. I think the tactics were wrong for this one. But the one thing I don't get is we have one winger on the pitch in Moses, but he doesn't cross the ball. He's the only winger that does not cross the ball, and I don't understand why. We all took the piss out of Martin Jarvis being a winger who can't cross it, but we now have a winger who won't cross it, and I just don't get it. He keeps tiptoeing up to defenders and then just waiting to get tackled almost. I don't know what it is. There's just something in Moses that does not click with me, and I think he's getting found out too often. He's trying to outpace Kyle Walker, who is probably one of the fastest players in the league, and it was just a bit silly. I think he should have been up against Rose, so he does at least have a chance of skinning him. Second half, it didn't take long for him to make it 3-0. Sloppy defending. Tompkins played out it was to Noble, but Ericsson intercepted it easily, gave to Kane. Keeper could have probably done a bit better, but let's be fair to Adrian, he made some terrific saves today, and he stopped it being a hiding, I thought. Then it was 4-0. Kyle Walker scored just to take the piss, and he didn't even bother celebrating. He just couldn't even be our celebrating, and didn't mean that much to him. Then a fantastic goal by Lanzini, but unfortunately he didn't really mean anything. Gonzo, what did you make of the second half then, and Bilic's subs?
I thought they came too late. The first half was so poor that I was just expecting him to get in there, read the right act, and then make some changes straight away. So for the team to come out and perform sort of in the same manner without those changes, and well, you'll know better than me, 60+ minutes until something actually happens. It was poor. It was very, very poor, and it hurts a lot because it's Tottenham as well, and I just would have loved to have seen. You mentioned Moses. Moses blows hot and cold. He's very inconsistent. Something's clearly going on with Antonio there. I would have loved to have seen, perhaps Antonio and Zarate. Even though Zarate's not really a winger, but if we're going to play Carroll, let's get the ball wide and let's cross the ball over. But it wasn't happening, and Spurs did us.
Tom, your thoughts on the second half, please?
Yeah, it was terrible. I won't swear, but no, yeah, it was bad. As Gonzo said, yeah, if you're going to play Carroll, you need to get the ball into him, and you need someone to play off him, and yeah, it just wasn't happening.
There was no heart for me in the second half at all. There's nothing there. Mark Noble looked like people take the piss because he tried to start a fight or whatever and got booked for it, but he was the only one that actually looked bothered that we were getting turned over by Tottenham. The rest of them looked like they couldn't be bothered. They weren't overly fussed by the score at all, and it was disappointing to see because the fans are obviously going to be affected by it. We're going to be dreading, well, maybe not for me up here in Aberdeen, but you guys are going to be dreading going to work on your Monday morning and seeing a Spurs fan look at you. But the players, for me, disappointed me. They just didn't want it enough. But, again, Bilic's subs, he's still not changing the shape during the game. He's taking out players and putting in players and keeping his shape the same, and I just don't understand why he's doing it. The shape's not working. It's not so much the personnel, it's the shape. But he seems to just be taking out like-for-like subs, and that's what I just don't understand at all. Mark Noble, though, did get booked, so he will miss West Brom. Personally, I think he's a bit silly to do that because Song's going to come in. Midfield should dominate that game, and he's going to find it tough to get back in. Your thoughts, Tom, on Noble and Carroll, because they seem to be the two scapegoats at the moment. What's your thoughts on either of them? Would you start them against West Brom? Obviously, Noble's suspended, but would you start Carroll, or would you just change it completely?
Well, it's not Carroll's fault. I mean, he's being played in a position where he's not getting this. He's not getting the support that, obviously, as you said, the crosses into the box, and he's not getting the player that's needed to play with him. If you're going to play Carroll, you've got to play Carroll 4-4-2. And he's got to have someone. He's not. I mean, you can see it in the game. It happened quite a few times. I think Sacco realised that he won the ball, and he's like, "Oh, should I've got yeah, Carroll's going to get 9 times out of 10. He's going to win that ball. He's going to get to that ball because he's that sort of person who will get to the ball." And Sacco wasn't reading it, and it's just disappointing to see. It's just, yeah. If you're going to play Carroll, you need to play 4-4-2, or don't play him. Don't start him. If you're going to do the 4-5-1, put Sacco up top, and we have other players in there which can supply him. But it's just tactics.
Sacco took no risks to get him behind today. I know what you're on about. There was one instant in this first half where the flick on was inch perfect, the pace on the ball was perfect, but Sacco was flat-footed. And I think Sacco being flat-footed cost us the second goal because he was standing firmly on the ground and Reed ran in the back of him trying to follow his man for the header at the front post. But because Sacco wasn't on his toes like everyone else, he was standing flat-footed. It was almost like Reed hit a wall rather than just bumped into him and moved him out of the way. Gonzo, you're going to hate me for asking you this, but just how good were Tottenham today? Credit where credit's due. I thought they were excellent.
Yeah, you should have well, why didn't I get a Carroll question and he gets a Tottenham question? There's something very wrong. They were very good. Dembele looked strong, didn't he? He's a big boy. I think he really took control of the centre of the park. Kane is I don't even know. I always look at Kane and think he's useless, but he seems to manage to score. He's slow. Having said that, he's slow, but Carroll, he looks quick by comparison to Carroll. Walker, as you said, looks very good. The centre-backs, somebody mentioned on the forum earlier, they were the two. That's the centre-back pairing for Belgium, for the Belgian team. So no wonder Carroll's going to struggle on his own against them. Yeah, very good. Eriksen was buzzing around, probably doing the sort of stuff we'd have wished Payet would have been doing. They just had total control of the midfield, and that really stopped Lanzini from getting into the game. But at that one little instance at the end where Jelavic actually did manage to hold the ball up, probably better than Carroll did at any point during the game, he fed Lanzini through and he managed to get in and he finished superbly. And I think at that time Zarate had come and started to play well. So, yeah, Tottenham were it pains me to say it, Tottenham were very, very good.
Well, remember, hit the subscribe button while you're here, guys. We'll be back next week with preview of the West Brom game, as well as the next West Ham Ladies Talk a Good game. The competition winner, we ran a competition during the week for a West Ham Trading Top, and the competition winner is Joel. His Twitter name is Nice One Brother. So if you could get in touch with your address, and we'll send that over to you as well. But thank you for the donation from one of our viewers. Tom, pick your man of match from Tottenham. I'm going to be cruel.
It's got to be Kane, hasn't it?
Probably. Gonzo, yours?
Oh, the mascot, the cockerel, the big fat cockerel, he was brilliant for Tottenham today. I'm not going to give it to one of their players.
It's Dembele for me. I thought he was fantastic. But anyway, pop on to hammerschat.com, have your say, let us know what you were thinking, and pop on to the westhamway.co.uk, as there will be an article up from ex-West Ham employee tonight about the game. But thank you for joining us. We've been hammerschat.com on Talk a Good Game. Tom, thank you for popping on.
No problem, guys.
Gonzo, thank you for popping on again.
Thank you, I'm a bit stale now, and I thank you very much.
And no bother. And I've been Gio. Good night.